What is happening, everybody? My name is Beth, and welcome back to Every Day is Spooktober. Now, today we are talking about a film that if you don't like heights, then this probably isn't for you. However, if you do like heights, then it's not that crazy of a film, in my opinion. So, yeah, I watched the film Fall, as you could tell, and I saw this film advertised, like, when it came out in cinemas and everything. Didn't really find much interest in the films. I don't know, I feel like with survival type of movies, you have to be in the right mindset for it. You have to be in the mood for it, for me anyway. Like, I don't want to just like get home from work and like flick on like a survival film. Like, I have to be in the mood for it. I think the film has to be very unique and very stylistic and done in a very unique kind of way. Like, for example, you got 127 Hours. What a really good film, because it's so different and unique in its own way. But you have these, I mean, survival films are very easy to make, and it's a very easy script to write, which is why there's so many of them. It's very much like the horror genre. That's why there's about 1 billion horror films that have been made, because it's a very easy genre to make. Depending on the film, I don't mind survival films. They can be very, tense and intriguing and fun and interesting, but if they're not done well, they flop big time. And this is how I felt about Fall. So Fall came out in 2022, so it's a pretty brand new film, and I've seen a lot of people been reviewing it, so I thought I'd give it a go and see what the hype is all about. So I felt with this film, I felt like I was watching the On Earth 47 Meters Down. So if you have not seen 47 Meters Down, spoiler alert, this is going to spoil it for you, so click off if, yeah. But it was literally the same exact structure of 47 Meters Down. There's two girls, they're doing something crazy. This, with Fall, obviously they're climbing a big, like, pole tower thing that alerts, like, planes and helicopters where to land and things like that. And 47 Meters Down is obviously 47 meters into the ocean. We find out in 47 Meters Down that most of the film, one of the girls has hallucinated that the other one is still alive, because of she's running out of oxygen, and she's like going all like, she's like mentally losing her mind. This does the exact same thing. We climb a pole. We have a bit of a boring backstory about how Becky's husband has died, and then we soon to find out that her best friend that she climbs the tower with was also having an affair with him, which is a great bonding moment for the two of them when they're stuck like thousands and thousands of meters up in the air. Backstory was nothing special. It's something we've seen before, and this is obviously what the two girls bond over when they are stuck up on this pole. They obviously learn about everything that's happened, but Becky kind of finds acceptance and in the matter, and sort of moves on from the situation. So like the whole point of this film is that Becky, husband dies, she's and like becomes alcoholic, wants to die, like hates her life without her husband. She does something crazy like climb this pole, and then this big life experience makes her like move past that and get over that and like reconnect her relationship with her dad. Like, I don't know, we've seen this so many times, not even just the whole point of the film, but the whole plot twist of the film where she's hallucinating that her bestie's even with her on that pole. We've seen that in other films, like I've said, and we've also just seen that story. We've seen that same structure of story. So for me, Fall really wasn't anything special. It was like I said, I think if you are genuinely afraid of heights, it could be a very horrifying experience for you. Or if that's the kind of thing that does scare you, then yeah, this could definitely be your kind of watch. For me, it just wasn't that entertaining, it wasn't that gripping. I didn't really care about the characters because the creators didn't do a good enough job of like trying to connect audience with the characters. Like, I didn't really feel sorry for Becky because she was being such like a bitch in the whole grieving situation, and it was like there was no part of her that was was warming and welcoming and made us feel like, oh, I feel so sorry for her. The only person I felt sorry for in this film was Becky's dad. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays her dad, he's obviously a very well-known actor, and he's in quite a few horror films himself. you know, I do like him as an actor, but he was the only one that I felt sorry for. And it was like, we see, like, he's in the film for like 5 minutes, like we don't really see that much of her dad, which is a shame, because I think maybe if we saw more of the relationship before the death, it would have connected us more to her character. But because we only see the snippet at the start where they're climbing a massive wall, which, can I just say, I mean, I know people do that, but like I don't understand the fun of it. It just looks absolutely awful in my opinion. But we have that scene, then we have Becky's husband Dan's death, and then we see Becky's grieving stage of like calling his voicemail, going to the bar and just being drunk all the time, like just moping around, not having anything to do with her life. And then obviously, you know, her mate coming to try and like pull her out of this rut and go and climb this big pole. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was very also a random place to climb. Like, people go rock climbing, people go and climb mountains. It just felt like it was trying to be quirky in its own way of being like, let's go climb this pole. Like, these girls climb this pole, and it's like, that would have taken you hours without even breaking, just climbing up a single ladder. Like, the statistics there don't really match up. Like, you're climbing a ladder that's physically exhausting. Becky hasn't done any climbing in years or however long it's been, so she's going to be not fit enough to actually climb a ladder for hours and hours and hours. We don't see any breaks, and like within 2 seconds at the top of the tower, so it doesn't feel very real. It feels like we've got a green screen below them, which obviously we do when they're filming, and there's like, they're literally on like this small of a little platform. There could have been so many things, I think, added to the story that could have made it more believable, more gripping, more emotionally connecting. And like, for someone like me who it doesn't, like, I'm not that bothered about heights. I'm not gonna look at a film and look at how high someone is and be like, that's so scary, because it's not one of my fears. But they could have done something more powerful to like really suck every audience member in, and maybe not the people that have the fear of heights and sort of doing stuff like that. But yeah, that was just my thoughts of Fall. I rated this a 4 out of 10. You know, like I said, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but like, we've seen so many of these, I am getting very tired and bored with them. You know, if you are going to attempt to make a survival film, like I said at the beginning of this video, make it different, make it quirky, make it unique in its own way, make it gripping. You know, this film just lacks so much connection, and I think that was like the biggest thing that just didn't do it for me, because the entire film I just didn't care. But if you care about the characters, if you have a connection with the characters, then you're like, okay, like, I kind of feel for them, and it invests you more in the film. So yeah, that is just my overall thoughts of Fall. Please let me know what you guys thought of this film. Did you really like it? Are you afraid of heights? Let me know if this really got you. Like I said, I can understand how this could be scary for people with that fear. However, me, from someone who doesn't have it, I didn't really get it. So yeah, it wasn't really horror-esque in my opinion. It was more thriller anyway. But it was just something that was quite popular at the time when it came out, so I thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, that was my overall thoughts of Fall. Let me know what you guys think again, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.